Welcome everyone to this lecture where we're going to be exploring which is the next class that you should be creating on Skillshare itself. To do so, I highly recommend for you to join and become a member of Skillshare, because this way you can actually go and watch every single class on Skillshare that you need for the topic that you'll be actually researching. So the first step I suggest for you to go is to Skillshare itself and take a look around at the whole website. It is time for you to figure out what is the next thing that you want to actually teach. It takes time before you go about and create something. I don't recommend for you to just go and create a class until you can figure out what exactly that you actually want to teach. So the first thing I want you to go is to go into the Skillshare itself. Take a look at the recommended list. It's going to give you an idea what kind of classes you should be teaching based on your interest in it. So over here, I like photography, so it's giving me a few ideas about photography courses. By pressing on it, it's going to give me some of the best classes on Skillshare on the same exact topic. So this is what I have to do. In order for me to teach on Skillshare, I have to learn from the best. Therefore, I recommend for you to, of course, be a member of Skillshare, because now you can watch any of the courses that are the best trending in the specific area. And then after you watch them, you'll be able to figure out what kind of class you can teach yourself. So it's going to give you ideas, but best of all, it's going to actually expand your knowledge base. So here it is. We have one class right here that is teaching us about photography. This is just an example. You don't want to copy anybody on this site, but you do want to learn what they're actually doing. So the first thing you want to learn is how they break down the classes. Take a look at this. It's broken down into 6 different parts, simple naming to them, the amount of time that they teach, going from as long as 11 minutes to as little as 36 seconds. The important part is this, part 2. Well, he actually asks you to create a project. This is what engagement is really all about. You got to engage your students, because engaging with your students will make them more likely to go and watch your course more than once. And then take a look at this. Take a look at the amount of projects that students actually created after they went about and watched this class. This is why it's so important for you to learn from the best, because it lets you create your own version of something as similar or even better. Now, next step, you want to read the description about this class as well, because it is a big job for you to figure out how to describe the course when you're going to be actually doing it. The next step that we'll be doing is typing in photography. And this is something that I'm thinking about teaching. And if you're thinking about teaching in the same topic, then go ahead and type in the same name. If you're thinking about teaching in something else, just type in a different name and you will see the results as well. The important thing here is to figure out what kind of demand is there for this specific topic. So take a look at photography. There is almost 3,000 classes that I'll be competing against, out of which digital photography is 1,200 classes, and then portrait photography is only 375 classes. So if I want to go and create a course here, I'm not going to create just general photography class, too much competition. The portrait photography might be the best thing for me to do, but let's try something different. So let's type in nature photography. Take a look at this. Even less, only 100 people I'm competing against. So the less competition, the better, because you want to niche your topic to as little as you can in a topic that is pretty popular. So if this topic already proven to be selling, as it did with photography on Skillshare, now you want to get in, but you want to get in a place where there's not that much competition. Otherwise, you're not going to make almost any money whatsoever, especially if you're a newbie and just starting out on Skillshare itself. So with nature photography, let's press on this. Next step for us is to take a look at what are the trending and the best courses on nature photography. So we have this course right here, which has 9,000 students, another one right there, which has also 9,000 students, and so on. So what makes those classes so good? Take a look at the reviews, 96%, 95, 98, and so on. So you got to get great reviews to be trending all the way on top of Skillshare. Now, one thing you also have to notice is that the amount of people enrolled in the course itself. So not only 90% and higher review is very important to your success, you're going to have a bunch of people who are watching and enrolled in your course as well. So to be featured on page 1 of Skillshare itself and in the top of the search, you got to have at least 30 minutes of content, and you got to have 90% or better amount of reviews and at least 200 students enrolled in the course itself. Now, you might be asking, how do I get that many students enrolled to be featured at the top? Well, you don't necessarily have to be all the way at the top. Take a look at this. There's more classes here as well, and a little bit on the bottom too. But the more you scroll to the bottom, the rest of those classes are likely to be watched and are trending on Skillshare. But the good news is it's all being featured here, so if somebody does scroll through it, eventually they will find your class. But you want to do as much as you can to be featured at the top of the search. And here is the filter right here. So if you can't be featured in the premium, which actually gets you paid, you might as well start something at the free section, because over here, when you press on free, there's very few choices we have here, and there's very few classes for us to pick from, which actually is a good thing, because if there is not enough free stuff for students to enroll, you can go and trend in this topic. And if somebody who is a premium member is looking to check out some free stuff as well, they'll find your course. Another thing, maybe you can convert a bunch of free members into paying members by actually creating a free course in the same exact topic. So the competition here is totally less. You can easily get in here. You're not going to get paid, but you can get paid by getting referrals from those students. So one thing you could do, let's see this as an example. You can create a demo class such as this one. Here's one teacher who went about and did just that, 15 minutes. And at the end, I highly suggest for you to do is to ask them to become a premium member so they can watch the rest of your courses on Skillshare itself. So it is very suggested for you to convert yourself to be a premium member as well, because you can learn a lot from other teachers, and best of all, you can teach by example. If you are a paid member and you're asking other people to actually become one, it works much better than trying to get people to become a paid member and at the same time they are not. This is something that I am. I am a paid member of Skillshare. That's why I have a star right next to me. I like to support my fellow teachers. At the same time, I want to learn also. I want to learn from other teachers as well. I want to become as great as I can as an educator by learning from the best and becoming the best. And you can't become the best until you get your own education too. So being a teacher, it is very important for you to get as much education as you can in the topic of your expertise. So even though you know a lot right now, you can know even more, and then you can share your knowledge with your students. Then they're gonna take you as a serious person who knows a lot about the topic that you're teaching. And by growing, by becoming smarter, by keep on getting educated in the topic that you're teaching, you're becoming a super expert. So see you in the next lecture, and I can't wait to teach you more about how to be a successful teacher on Skillshare.